Most American technologists don't wander around Nigeria learning about its health system. But I think I have a good answer. When Microsoft was started 40 years ago, I wanted to build a successful business, but I also wanted to make people's lives better. I believed computers could revolutionize the way people lived and worked. But back then, only big companies could afford them. I wanted to give access to everyone. As I got older and traveled more and learned about the world, I realized that billions of people had problems that computers couldn't solve. They lacked the basics of a good life: food, shelter, health, education, and opportunity. And so I started my second career with my wife, Melinda. With the money I'd been lucky enough to earn at Microsoft, we started working toward a different goal: a healthy and productive life for everyone. That's why I come to Nigeria, and that's why Melinda and I will continue coming for as long as we can. Our foundation's biggest office in Africa is here. We've already committed over $1.6 billion in Nigeria so far. And in partnership with the government, we plan to increase our work here. We have a strong relationship across the board at the federal level, state level, businesses, NGOs, and civil society organizations. We're eager to support you as you work to make Nigeria a global economic powerhouse that provides opportunity for all its citizens. I'm impressed how much Nigeria has changed in the past decade. One example is the technology sector. The energy I talked about during the early days of Microsoft, our passion and our willingness to take risk, that same energy now powers technology hubs across Nigeria like Co-Creation and Inspire. The line graph of Nigeria's per capita GDP shows where those dreams and ambitions can lead. With the exception of the recent recession, the slope goes up. As a result of this growth, Nigeria is now the biggest economy on the continent. You're rapidly approaching middle-income status like Brazil, China, and Mexico. But growth is not inevitable. Nigeria has unmatched economic potential, but what becomes of that potential depends on the choices you make as Nigeria's leaders. The most important choice you can make is to maximize your greatest resource, the Nigerian people. Nigeria will thrive when every Nigerian is able to thrive. If you invest in their health, education, and opportunities, the human capital that we're talking about today, then that will lay the foundation for sustained prosperity. If you don't, however, it is important to recognize there'll be a sharp limit on how much the country can grow. We see this risk in the data. From the point of view of quality of life, much of Nigeria still looks like a low-income country. Let me give a few examples. In middle-income countries, the average life expectancy is 75 years. In lower middle income, it's 68. In low-income countries, it's 62. In Nigeria, it's lower still, just 53 years. Nigeria is one of the most dangerous places in the world to give birth, with the fourth worst maternal mortality rate in the world, ahead of only Sierra Leone, Central African Republic, and Chad. 1 in 3 Nigerian children is chronically malnourished. It may not be polite to speak so bluntly when you've always been so gracious to me, but I'm applying an important lesson I learned with Aliko Dangote. Recently, Aliko and I were having a conversation with governors about their state's official immunization rates. Aliko's way of stressing the importance of accurate data was to tell us, I didn't get successful by pretending to sell bags of cement I didn't have. I took from that while it may be easier to be polite, it's important to face facts so that you can make progress.